Hello, I'm Lise Colucci, and I am one of the life coaches at queenbeing.com, where we help you to discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse, toxic relationships. Hello and welcome. And first of all, if you need any help with understanding, overcoming narcissistic abuse, head over to queenbeing.com. Lots of information over there, links to peer and group coaching, peer support and group coaching, links to individual coaching. Anything you need is over there. So head over later on and check it out. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do so. And if you enjoy this, hit the thumbs up anytime. Okay. Hey, Karina and Janine. Let's see. So today we're going to talk about the sadistic narcissist. Yeah, fun topic. But here we're gonna talk about it. Last week we talked about malignant narcissists, and one of the traits of malignant narcissism is sadism and being sadistic. And so I wanted to talk specifically about that. And I got a bunch of accounts from people that are real stories of just glimpses into what it's like to be around one. So that to hopefully help anyone who is going through this or trying to understand what's happening in their life with a toxic person, that they don't feel so alone and get some validation. So, okay. Hi, Frankendoll. Hello, hello. I know, Ick, right. Okay, Ick is right. If you would like texting notifications of my going live, please text me at 33222 and put the word Lise Live, LISELIVE, hit send, and you'll get a text notification about 10 minutes prior to my being live, which is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Times vary. I try to keep it kind of close to the same time, but at this point in time, times vary. So join the texting chain if you would like notifications, or hit subscribe here and it should notify you as well. Okay. Hello, Daniel. Happy Parasite-Free Monday to you as well. You're getting up there. You're getting close to 200 on your no contact days. Excellent. All right, so let's get started. Sadism. What is it? What is it? I'm going to read you the definition, just the brief definition. Once I find it here, I want to read it as it's written from a dictionary. Otherwise, I could just tell you. It's pleasure from other people's pain. Someone that derives pleasure from other people's pain, not just from people, but from witnessing pain. The sadist gains a feeling of pleasure and power. Okay. It's narcissists obviously don't have empathy. They don't all get actual pleasure from people's pains. Sometimes they like to ride the negative emotions of people's pains, but that's not the same as actual pleasure. Does that make sense? And just because they don't have empathy doesn't mean they're all sadists. But with a malignant narcissist, sadism is one of the factors. Just remember, just what a malignant narcissist has 4 major traits. One is the narcissistic diagnosis for NPD, and the other is antisocial personality disorder traits, or an actual diagnosis with that. Another one is aggression and sadism. So we're going to talk about the sadism part. Basically, they enjoy hurting others. They enjoy it. They get pleasure from it. They get a rise from it. They feel power. They feel excited. They often sexually excited is the way people think of it. It's not always sexual, but mostly it is. They get off on it, basically. Okay. They enjoy watching pain, inflicting pain. Hurt can be emotional pain. It can be physical pain. Often with narcissists, they aren't all physically abusive. So it isn't always physical pain. It can be emotional pain. It can be in the silent treatment, in watching you writhe from having the silent treatment, right? That's pain. They witness it. They get off on it. Not all narcissists, okay? Just saying, there are malignant narcissists in particular. I would wager to guess some that are not necessarily classified as malignant would also be sadistic as well, but not all of them have this going on, but a lot of them do. Case in point, the stories I'll read you, okay? What else here? What did I have written down? Sexual excitement from seeing pain. They fantasize about hurting other people, whether or not they do it. So they may never, ever, ever cause harm to another person, but the fantasies are there, and they're strong fantasies that are giving them satisfaction of some kind. Okay. They enjoy humiliating. Humiliation is a big one. A lot of times it is the emotional pain and the humiliation that they get off on, like seriously get off on, not just devaluing because they're feeling angry and grumpy, but like truly getting a thrill off of humiliating someone else. Aggression towards others sometimes, and their presence or their the way they behave when they're in the sadistic mode, so to speak, is controlling, domineering, domination. So a lot of times and somebody did ask me to speak about the BDSM community and narcissism and sadistic narcissists. It's a problem. It's out there. If you've had a narcissist in your life who was into dominating sexually, you'll have experienced this, because it's the control and the domination and the fact that they can cause pain, whether or not they do, gives them a huge rise. And they have no empathy. So you've got a really sick and twisted and dangerous situation that a person is in when they're with someone like this. Okay, so okay, that's what I have on sadism there, and I'm going to read you. I'm going to read you what other people said. And feel free to, I know this is, again, another topic people aren't necessarily going to want to just chime in with, hey, let me tell you my stories of my sadistic narcissist with my name under there, and then like, whatever. So if you don't want to chat today, you are welcome to chat about other things. As I'm talking, you are welcome to join in with stories if you'd like. You do not have to, obviously. And once I get reading, you're welcome to, just do whatever you need to do for yourself in the chat group here today. I understand this is not the kind of topic that anytime we talk about anything remotely sexually or anything that is so, the humiliation that people feel, the way it makes the survivor feel to have had this happen to them and to have been around someone like this, it can be very triggering and very uncomfortable to talk about. Some people find it really helpful to talk about it, and other people don't want to and totally understand. Do what you need to do. No way to go about this except it's triggering. It's the way it's the nature of this topic. We will end with something positive, I promise, but I'll think of something. Okay. All right. So many stories, someone is saying. I have permission to read all of these, and I'm leaving names out, of course. So this person was saying that theirs was more just of a narcissist, is how they saw it. They would push me and push me until I reacted, and then made it out that it was my fault. So we know this as narcissists do this, right? We would fight as if it wasn't going his way. He would turn off my phone because it was in his name, hide the Wi-Fi cables, block the garage so I couldn't get in, hide my keys. So all this stuff narcissists do. So then I asked them, that what did you experience of their how did you read them as far as were they enjoying this? And they said they definitely showed pleasure in causing me emotional pain when everyone believed his stories. Even told me not to mess with him. So other people were saying, don't mess with him. He is one of the best friends. He has one best friend he competes with in everything and doesn't ever encourage his friend, and literally says he loves seeing him lose. So there's that humiliation factor. You can hear the humiliation factor once you know they got pleasure out of it in the first part too. I'm sure others. Okay, so next example. Okay, my last girlfriend was a sadist. She loved to inflict pain. After having a year of BDSM sex, she kicked me out, took all my stuff, kidnapped my dog, and she lied to my job. She lied to the courts to take legal action against me on false grounds and abused me further. There was a certain point where giving pain physically wasn't enough. She wanted to inflict pain deeply and emotionally. Yeah. Let's see. I'm skimming, sorry. Okay. And they asked if I could touch on how BDSM is an extension to intensify the Stockholm Syndrome and trauma bonding. Yes, let's talk about that. So the way a sadistic narcissist will use a BDSM type of relationship where there is, especially where there is, a dominant and submissive component going on in the relationship, and when there is somebody inflicting, usually the narcissist inflicting pain upon the other person. Sometimes it can be the other way around too. But the way they use this they basically, what you're getting when you have that kind of situation is you have one person who is in charge of the other person through, bondage, or there's all kinds of ways. I mean, I don't want to go into extreme details on what BDSM is right now. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. So the nature of it is you have a situation where one person is in control 100%, or up to the point of a safe word, so to speak, right? Of another person in a very vulnerable situation, usually unclothed, right? So you're at your most vulnerable, you're at your most open and receptive if you are in the submissive role. And they will push things to a point. Now, this can be consensual, of course, but can we really consent to someone who's manipulating us and the rest of our relationship? That's always my question when it comes to things like this with a narcissist. So the pushing of boundaries starts to happen. The pushing of boundaries gets further and further. So you may say, okay, go ahead, tie me up. That'll be fun. Let's do that. That'll be fun. And then to you, it's fun and games. And it's like, oh, that's sexy. Okay, cool. Let's do it. And to them, it's just the beginning of entrapping you into a relationship where that dominance and control bleeds over into the rest of your life. And also it gets pushed within the sexual relationship further and further and further until the person generally is way past their comfort zone. And the narcissist is not even close to where they want to be. So you see what I'm saying? The consent line gets pushed. The consent line gets pushed in the same way it does in every other aspect of why we do everything we do for them, okay? And so when that's happening, it's basically the same thing as the trauma bond and as the love bomb and devalue, because what they're doing, usually, having been involved in something similar, I can tell you what it feels like as the survivor. It feels like you are being devalued through an act that is supposed to be emotionally bonding. Does that make sense? They're getting off on it. So you think there's some bonding. They're enjoying it. And you're sitting there like, no, this doesn't feel right, but what's going on, right? And trying to talk about this on the fly and not be too graphic. You're basically recreating the same devalue love bomb thing, because what's happening during the more assertive, controlling, dominant part is as they get more sadistic with a sadist, as they get more and more sadistic, it becomes an act of devaluing, and it becomes an act of humiliation or an act of shaming or physical pain or pushing you to beyond your comfort zone. So it has the same feeling as the devalue cycle has. But then they take care of you afterwards, because that's kind of the nature. Not all of them, but some of them, and especially as sadists, if they're totally getting off on it, yeah, they're going to like praise you afterwards for how great you are and how, blah, blah, blah. And then the love bombing starts. So it's the same loop. And when you've got love bombing going, when you've got trauma bonding going on within the sexual side of your relationship, which it always is, because the power trip is always there with them. With sex is all about control with a narcissist to begin with. But when you've got that going on to that extreme, it can be extremely confusing and very difficult to extract oneself from. And humiliating to even figure out how to talk about what's going on. Okay, so I hope that was explained without too much graphic detail that unnecessary. All right, I remember recognizing deep down that my ex was getting some kind of release when I felt pain, emotional psychological, but the dissonance was ruling. Couldn't reconcile with that, right? It's very confusing to see someone deriving pleasure from your pain. Okay, so let's keep going. Oh. Sorry, I'm reading here. What is sadism? We described that. So somebody said they participate in gang stalking. I had to actually look this up. The organized stalking and systematic harassment of an individual for fun. The Sadistic Network calls this a game. I didn't look too far into this, and I would like to because that's fascinating and disgusting. But to me, what it sounds like is you've got a narcissist and they stalk their ex like they tend to do sometimes. And not only do they stalk their ex, they get flying monkeys to do it too. So then you've got a whole team of people gang stalking someone. Yeah, and then it can go into, well, it's harassment, systematic harassment, and they enjoy it. And everyone gets off on it because they're a bunch of sadists all together doing this. Okay. Hello, Belle. So somebody says, perhaps a teen being forced to submit to their parents, removing teens' pimples and blackheads from their face. And that could be yes or no, right? It's a matter of how the parent enjoyed the pain that the person was going through. Pregnant woman having morning sickness and into the kitchen sink, baby's father standing nearby watching and subsequently laughing. Yes, that would be an example of directly, of a sadistic person. Okay. And then they just gave me a definition here. Let's see, did I say anything? I think it's all stuff I said. Deliberate cruelty, either mentally or physically, to other people or animals, regardless of whether for sexual gratification or not. Yes. Okay. I'm still reading here. Anybody else have anything they want to add? Go ahead. And if you don't, I totally understand. And if you have anything that's going on with you, I have not, Belle. But he wasn't here for a while back either, and I'm coming on at weird times, so hopefully he's okay. E-Rock, if you're out there, we're thinking of you. Not in relation to this topic, just in general, okay? All right. Okay, this one's tough. My father used to terrorize me. A local park close to where we lived, I was 4 to 8, had a very tall, fine lookout tower. We'd go to the top. He'd pick me up face down and act like he was going to throw me over the edge. His laughter haunts me. My mother was down on the ground laughing too. That one just kind of tipped me over the edge. Sorry to read it, but you know what? It is what people live through. And understanding that if you are going through something and you're seeing someone sadistically enjoying your pain, get out. Get out. That is not going to change. Get away, far away. I mean, obviously she couldn't at this age, but as an adult, if you are able to, just get away from these people. All through my youth, we would go to carnivals. In a fun house or haunted house, my father would figure out exactly where and what to step on to make the monsters, fire-breathing dragons, etc., go off. He would hold me up in front of it and step by step laugh so hard as it turned to hissing while I screamed. Oh, my father cut me off, letting me choose what to spank me with. He got off on letting me choose what to spank me with. And you know what? That can be extended into sexual relationships as well, not with a parent, hopefully, but as an adult and another adult in a sadistic relationship with a partner that you're sexual with, they can, where do you want me to spank you? And with what? I heard those words. Okay. All right. Can sadists pursue inflicting or watching pain sporadically? I think so, yes. I think a lot of them know that it's wrong. And so they're not necessarily psychopathic, or maybe they're narcissistic maybe, but they're not out to actually injure someone. They like the pain, but they don't want it to be legally wrong, if that makes sense. They're not, murderers and such. They are people who enjoy watching pain. And that's it, right? That's it. I don't know how to word that. Okay, but so yes, because I think a lot of people, I know in particular, he enjoyed it, admitted that he enjoyed it, but knew that it was wrong, and so was very shy about letting it escape and letting it be seen and letting it be. It wasn't until feeling safe enough after many years that it was obvious. Does that make sense? Like many, many years, like maybe 5, that it was really obvious, or 4, something like that, that it was really obvious that that was what was going on. Okay. My mother has told me my grandfather would scare her so bad she'd pee herself. He was just playing, though. And, it's interesting because I had someone ask me if it's sadistic to jump out and scare someone in play. No, there are people who roughhouse and joke around. It's sadistic when you see the person is so scared that they've peed themselves and you're enjoying it. It's sadistic. It may not be the nicest way of playing with someone, right? And maybe something that like only certain people, there are people who like that, who like, ha ha ha, you scared me, that kind of thing. But to do that to someone who is feeling terrorized and enjoying it, or continuing to do it to a person that is terrorized, that's when you cross the line into sadistic from something that might be, I don't even know what you'd call that kind of play, to sadism, right? It's crossing that line when you see someone's pain and enjoying it. So I'm glad you brought that up, because it's the fact that they like the pain that makes someone being terrorized, someone being, humiliated. It's like saying if I think it's funny when someone falls down, am I a sadist? No, some people it's embarrassing. Maybe you're relating it to yourself. However, if you think it's funny and you enjoy it and you want to see that person fall down again and again, it is a little sadistic, right? And it goes further and further from there. Personally, I can't stand that stuff, but I see it every winter and I cringe on those videos of people falling. All right, I'm going to keep going. My father loved to pretend like he was going to wreck the car that we were in while he was driving. Okay. Somebody says, I had one that liked to feel pain and inflict it. Yes, I've heard of this as well. He used to use force. He used to force me to role play and crush his balls and other dominatrix stuff that made me really uncomfortable. And you see the forced, you might think, well, then just don't do it. Remember, we're dealing with a narcissist. We are at this point trauma bonded, and the coercion feels like, at the time it's happening, it feels like consent. You're like, okay, we can try that. Sure, I'm game. That's fun. Let's play, whatever. And it's only, you may feel it, the cognitive dissonance comes in because you may feel completely uncomfortable and like, this is just wrong. I don't want to be doing this. And part of you saying, but they like it. So, they're asking for this. And it's very confusing and conflicting to someone. Okay. On the flip side, he tied me up a few times and I woke up from being unconscious to find him doing crazy sexual stuff to me, like simulated rape and sodomy. Not sure where this fits in on the spectrum of sadist. If he's enjoying it and getting off on it, then yes, it's sadistic, right? Okay. So I realize this is a dark one today, and I don't know I can't make it light. I just can't. I can smile but it's the way it goes, right? We'll pick it up for the rest of the week and we will be more positive from tomorrow on. All right. Do you think that simply raging at another over something is sadistic? I think if someone is raging and they're enjoying watching someone squirm, yes, that is sadistic. Like I said, a lot of more covert people who are narcissistic will not let it show that they're getting off in other ways because that's wrong. And it's usually, sometimes it's in finding the porn that they watch, in finding the types of things that they're sexually aroused by that they may be hiding, that you see that you start to see the sadistic nature of them. All right. It's important to y'all about unfortunate but necessary. I know to talk about. I mean, every time I write talk, it says y'all too. So what is that? It wants, but okay, if I talk, okay, here's some funny. If I talk into my voice to text thingy, you know, with my Northern Pacific Northwest voice, it's all slurred together and blah, blah, blah. And it comes out full of typos. And it's pretty funny. When I try with a fake Southern drawl, it lets me type the word talk. It doesn't change it to y'all, or if it's just crazy. Anyway. All right. So it's not supposed to be light. In reality, it is dark. It isn't supposed to be light. I just, I start to feel like, oh, I'm bringing everyone down. But it happens, right? Every now and then I do one of these. You say y'all. Everyone says y'all. I should just start saying it. Okay. As an adult, I look back and see events so differently than I did back then. You're a child. You don't know. You are perhaps being groomed. Exactly. I'm grateful for these topics. Okay, good. All right. Okay. Yes, they like to see your reaction. Correct. Okay. I'm reading these. I didn't read through them all, so I'm going to just read them as it is. In the past few months, my husband has changed so much since he is financially recovered from his past debt and gained significant amount of money. He completely turned out himself and became extremely cruel. He started physically abusing, hitting, kicking. He has never been this way before. Also, sexual habits change. He is hitting, pinching, grabbing me in a way that leaves huge dark bruises. My back is full of bite marks. He tries to choke as well. The change in him is very disturbing, and every day he comes up with something new. I see it in him. He loves it when I'm in pain. Hopefully I will be able to leave in a few months. My advice was for them to please report the physical abuse and do their best to get out of that situation like now, because that kind of behavior escalates. And especially if there's a change, he could be, who knows? The man could be on drugs. He could be completely riding his ego high from whatever it is that flipped that personality into complete, overt, terrible abuser mode, right? So get out if you can. If you're in a situation like that, report this as abuse. Anything that leaves a mark can be documented, right? All right. And remember that it isn't consent when you're being coerced, you're being threatened, you're being intimidated or manipulated. Right? Okay. All right. It's very scary behavior, isn't it? All right. Okay. Keep going. Got a couple more, and then if anyone has anything they want to say, and if not, I'll keep it short or change the topic, and we will go on to something else for the rest of the talk today. Okay. I would be willing to talk. Let's see. It's been a year since I escaped. I lived in a different part of the country now. He's still okay. Let's see. Oh, I haven't heard back, so I don't know what they're just saying they would talk. Okay. It's cruel to play someone's feelings. Narcissist is a nasty human being, no respect, greedy, and sadistic demon. They are cowards, and they are also a crybaby. When someone gives them a taste of their own medicine, they cry. They are a punk. That's just a little commentary on how someone feels about experiencing this. Okay. I figured out that a narcissist, this is about how, that's not about sadism. Sorry. Gonna move on. My ex-narcissist was obsessed with anal sex. He watched it on Pornhub, especially along with rape and role play, anything where the women were made to throw up while giving oral sex. I hate anal sex, and he would call me a prude and boring because I did not want to do it. He enjoyed watching me be uncomfortable and got off on it. He had a particular thing for Latin women because he believed they loved it. He cheated on me with them constantly for this reason. Is really a disgusting individual. I took photos of the internet history to have evidence of the several hundred disgusting porn, anal porn, and gagging, throwing up videos that he would jerk off to. So you see, it's not just the oral sex, it's the fact that it's gagging and not and has that image being portrayed of forced and forceful. that makes somebody, the person receiving it is looking uncomfortable in any way is what the thrill is. All right. Hi, Cookie. My personal beliefs, I cannot rule out possession with narcissistic behavior. Yeah, well, hello, Joe. Just dropped in. Hi. We're in the very, for those of you just joining, we're in the very dark topic of sadistic narcissists. So watching me while he held a pillow up in bed, pushing me into traffic, rejecting my affection and choosing his golden child daughter instead, dangling our house keys in front of my face and snatching it away when I reached for them, using his younger daughter after our breakup to send messages from their holiday destination with his new supply. And I am gathering from all of this, all with a smile or a smug look on his face of absolute pleasure and enjoyment. I'm assuming, because the topic was this, and that is what we're talking about. All right. Yes, a real prince is what someone is saying. Okay. All right, here's a doozy. Masturbating while I was in labor, putting the baby car seat outside the car under the exhaust pipe, and laughing when I ran up screaming to rescue her, putting blankets over the newborn's face and laughing when I run up to save the baby, then says, if it dies, I'll make a new one. Yeah, that's beyond. That's realm. That is, I am so hoping this person got away, since this is absolute abuse. I'm not even going to read the rest of that because it's too, I'm not going to read that. I'm actually just not going to read half of this because I can't. Okay. It's too dark. Driving too close to cyclists or a runner on the side of the road so they have to jump out of the way and laughing about it. There's a good one, right? Watching me vomit from pregnancy and rubbing his crotch with a smug, satisfied grin. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is a seriously disturbed, sadistic person that this is being described here. Laughing at news reports of natural disasters. Yeah, I'm shocked. I can't really find words to express how angry I became. Yeah, no kidding. All right, that's all I have for those. That's a doozy to end with, but there's a sadist for you. There's one that is sociopathic, you're right, and it is beyond what a lot of people experience. Yeah, okay. That is not your everyday narcissist. It is not. And a lot of, like I said, not all narcissists are sadistic. A malignant narcissist will be sadistic. These are some of the things that go on in their heads, some of the things that go on within the relationships. And that's all I have for other people's stories. I can tell you that in your walking around the town life, you may not even notice. Walking around in life type of, just everyday stuff with them, you may not even notice. It comes out. Like somebody asked if they can hide it. Yes, they can hide it. They can hide it pretty darn well. They oftentimes only will expose this side once they really trust someone enough to know that they have got that person hooked, right? They've got that person isn't going to run away and leave them. They've pretty much made it. Usually the more empathic we are, the less judging we are of people. Hello, that's me, right? You end up with people telling you stuff that they wouldn't tell other people. If you're one of those people, they might let you know. If you're not, if you're a more cautious and, they may not even let you know. So you may not even know what is malignant. Malignant narcissist is a narcissist with 4 distinct things going on. One is they have narcissistic personality disorder diagnosis, or would qualify. So, the diagnostic criteria is delusions of grandeur, no empathy, belief in superiority, take advantage of others for their gain, envy, high need for attention, intense self-importance, entitlement, and arrogant behavior. That's part of the diagnostic criteria. It's not all of it, and it's not, I did not write that down from the diagnostic. It's like an overview, okay? Combined with antisocial personality disorder, which is disdain for authority, patterns of deceit, reckless, impulsive, risky behavior. I can't read my writing. No remorse, general hostilities, aggressive, irritable, irresponsible, arrogant, disrespectful behavior. Okay. Combined with aggression. Do we need to explain aggression? Just a little bit. We know what physical aggression is. It also includes passive aggressive, and it also includes emotionally aggressive and silent treatment. Okay. And sadism. And that's what we're talking about today. So, sadism, we just described it all, but let's just go over it real quick. So, it's all combined with what a malignant narcissist is: enjoys hurting others, enjoys inflicting pain, enjoys watching pain, sexual excitement from seeing or witnessing or inflicting pain, sometimes receiving pain, fantasies about fantasies about hurting others, even if they don't go do so. Wants to hurt others when they're angry, enjoys humiliating, aggression towards others, which also is in the aggressive stuff, and behaves in a controlling, domineering, or a dominant way toward others to an extreme. Okay, so that's a malignant narcissist. It's all four of those things. Don't have to have every trait, of course. All four of those things with a majority of the traits going on. Yeah, nice. And you know what? They can be covert and you cannot even know they are one. So take all that and throw in covert behaviors so that you can't see it. Okay. All right. Okay. So, sabotaging every aspect of life is set up for the sadist to groom the victim target so they give up. They are hooked. Yep. All right. Miss Lise has heard my hillbilly Southern dialect. I'm going to not do that because I'm not good at it. Okay. Seen me on Zoom. Thus hear delightful little laugh when I typed, I say y'all. Okay. All right. My favorite is the altruistic, covert, malignant narcopath. Oh, yay. All right. Okay, you guys, anything else about this topic? I'm going to move on today. Otherwise, I don't really have anything to move on to. So anything you want to talk about to kind of like cleanse the palate here after all that ick? Because I feel a little ick from all of that. Talk about sadism. Not my favorite topic. Important to talk about. Anything you guys want to say today? Let's see. Let's segue this. Let's just say if you are involved with someone that you believe is sadistic, find your way out. This isn't going to change. People who are sadistic like this actually enjoy it. They are actually deriving pleasure. It's not, you're not seeing things. That little smile, that little snicker, that little piece of joy that they're getting, it's not really joy. It's that gratification, the gratification from someone else's pain. I asked one of the people on that post if their sadistic narcissist admitted, is the one with the BDSM comment. I asked if they admitted to enjoying pain, because a lot of times people in the BDSM world will admit to being sadists, right? Because it's sadomasochism, right? One person, it can be. It isn't always, but it can be. So a lot of times they will admit it. That doesn't mean that they are a I don't even know. I don't know how to think about that in a healthy way. I really don't. I'm trying really hard to be open-minded to people's choices if it's consensual, but I'm having a really hard time in life lately understanding how that could ever be consensual because of the manipulation factor and understanding how Stockholm Syndrome works. So I could be wrong there, but maybe I need some enlightenment on that situation from someone verbally. I don't know. I used to be like, whatever, let people do what they want to do. And now I feel like it's entrapment. So, or not entrapment, but being hooked in, right? Okay. So, yeah. So if you are in a situation with someone that is showing these traits, understand that this is how they derive pleasure. That isn't going to change. If that is not in line with what you want for your life, find your way out, please, because it's not going to get better. Okay. All right. Especially if they're a narcissist. If they're a narcissist, we know that they have no accountability and they have no empathy and they will not change. All right. They're not going to go get help for this because there's nothing wrong in their world. Okay. The target is groomed into helplessness. Okay, here we go. So let's move on. So anyway, I just wanted to say that you're not alone if you are going through this and you're feeling disgusted right now or whatever you're feeling. Yeah, it's unfortunately how well, there's all kinds of ways the survivor might feel from having this. A lot of people feel humiliated. They feel sexually damaged. They feel violated. They feel like there's all kinds of, I mean, you feel what you feel, you know what you're feeling more than I can describe, right? So getting your own help for that to recover from it can also be useful. All right, so we're going to move on. We're going to flush this topic out, end with something a little more positive today. We're approaching holidays. That means family. A topic on dealing with family would be helpful. I think I did holidays last week. Did I not? I did. And I think we talked a lot about family in there, but we can talk more about that. Give me some specifics too, if you have anything you'd like talked about. We are, as we wind down, we'll all be okay. We are a fabulous support group here. You are welcome. Okay. So let's talk about the holidays. We have American holidays coming up. We have Thanksgiving coming up this week. So if that is affecting you, if you're over on Span, any of the Spans, you will see a little shindig I'm going to do at noon on, it's not really a shindig. It's just a chat. We'll just hang out for an hour or so. It's going to be kind of self-care focused, gratitude focused. We're all going to talk on Zoom. So that won't be on here, but I will come on here prior to. So you need to get over into one of the Span groups if you want to be included in that so that you can find the link to get there, because I am not posting the link publicly on YouTube. So yeah, we'll be hanging out on Zoom. I think it's noon. I think I said noon my time, so that's Pacific. I can look real quick since I'm already at the end and we're kind of like winding down, and I can talk while I do this. I think I can do two things at once. Sure I can. Why not? Okay. What I say? I said, and at least will be 2 p.m. So yes, that's 2 p.m. Central. So that's noon Pacific. So I'll come on here before that, around 11 Pacific-ish, maybe between 10 and 11 Pacific. I'll be here on Thursday, and we'll talk about gratitude or something fun or something not about gratitude. I don't know. Since it's a day of that, let's change it up and do something. I don't know. Maybe let's make it a joke day. Everybody bring your best jokes on Thursday. Hey, how's that? Okay. Stuff I can read. I mean, I can read most things, but it doesn't have to be 100% squeaky clean, but clean is, unless you really want to watch me blush, you can do that too. Anyway, gratitude and jokes and happiness. All right. We'll do that Thursday. Okay. And then that kicks off the holiday season, right? Into the Christmas or other holidays season for most people. And that's a tough time, and we'll be here together and we'll do stuff. I don't know what. All right. You registered for it. Good. Okay. From BDSM to Thanksgiving. Hey, we can we're all over the place at the end here. Okay. Okay. You're welcome for creating space. I like creating space. I find it enjoyable, and I'm glad that I'm happy that you said that. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. If anyone needs help, head over to queenbeing.com for all kinds of information, links, resources on recovery and understanding and all of that, discovering, understanding, overcoming narcissistic abuse. If you need help with coaching, please head over there as well. The link is down below in the main comments. Remember that I have 1 hour coaching at 35% off through January 1st. So that's there. And if you need group coaching, it starts again for December really soon. You can join at any time, and I will prorate the times so that you get, we'll figure out making sure you get a month out of it. Okay. But yeah, so the link's all down below for any of those things if anyone needs it. And maybe we'll talk more about that this week too. What is the group coaching and how does it work? And if anyone needs it, it'll be there. And it's a great community. So there's that. I think that's it. If you would like texting notification of my going live, text me at 33222. Put the word Lise Live, LISE, hit send, and I will text you about 10 minutes prior to being live. You're laughing now. I had to lighten it up. I can't do that, or I'm like, if I'm feeling heavy, then everyone's feeling heavy. We gotta, I mean, maybe not. Maybe people aren't, but I can usually talk through most of these topics without that feeling, is what I'm saying. Okay. All right. I think one is at 9 and mine is at 2. Correct. One is at 9. Misty will be hosting one at 9. Mine is at 2 Central, so 12 Pacific. Okay. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll get it all. We'll get you guys in the know. You guys have a good day. Sorry, Ruby's playing with something and making a ton of noise. You guys have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what the topic is. I will maybe try to make it holiday related unless there's something that comes up that someone has a need for between now and then. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.